Okay, kids, so we're back here, and I've been working on getting an answer for this Chapter 4 assignment, 3U question 5, and it's all about a golf club swinging. So what I've drawn is, in my given, is I've drawn the club as it just starts to put a force on the ball, just starting. So it's not moving. It's got a velocity or a speed of 0 here, the ball. Okay, the ball is not moving. It's just been hit by the club. Okay, so it has a kinetic energy of 0. The ball hasn't moved yet. It's just starting to move. So then the club keeps on swinging, and as it's swinging, it's in contact with the ball for positive 0.045 meters worth of displacement. And then when the ball gets to here, the contact disappears. The ball moves forward as the swing continues. So the contact between the club and the ball is only through this displacement. But that contact, because of the force of the club on the ball, eventually gives this ball a kinetic energy final of 115 joules. Remember, it started with no kinetic energy. It wasn't moving. So this ball, which has a mass of 0.047 kilograms, it's going to experience a change in kinetic energy, which would be kinetic energy final minus kinetic energy initial. Now, the force of the club on the ball and the displacement are parallel with each other. So there's a required A, part A required. What's the force on the club? Well, one of the key lessons we learned is that changing energy of an object occurs when an object does work on it. This is hugely important, that work leads to a change in energy. In this particular situation, work led to a change in kinetic energy. Well, we have here work is equal to force club dot displacement. So we know the displacement. We know the work because we know the change in energy. Well, you should be able to find force club then. Also, the other thing you really got to keep in mind in this is when a club hits a golf ball, it's such a huge force that during this 0.045 meters worth of displacement, oh, sure, there's other forces on it, air resistance, gravity. Okay, there are other forces on it, but this club force is so huge that for all intents and purposes, it is F net. The other forces are so small, they're minuscule, they don't really have a role in here. Okay, so please keep that in mind. So part B wants you to calculate the acceleration of the ball. Well, kids, I don't think that's too hard because if you know the mass and you know the net force on the ball, you should be able to find the acceleration. I think there's an equation for that, pretty sure. Part C wants you to find, right here, how fast is it moving when the club and the ball just lose contact with each other at the end of this 0.045 meters worth of displacement. So we want to find that final speed. Well, kids, you know how much kinetic energy it has at the end. You know the mass of the ball, right? So if you know how much kinetic energy it has there at the end of this, and you know the mass, I'm pretty sure there's an equation that'll let you find the final speed. Okay, so this is an assignment. I don't want to give away too much of it, but that should help. And thank you so much for asking this question. I appreciate it. Okay, bye-bye.